Check it out.
It looks like an unmanned fire hose.
Yeah, I think he got the memo.
He's been beaten up by Meg, boned against his will by a ladyboy girl. Today we're here to check out a video called The Worst Things That Have Happened to Peter Griffin.
These are the worst things to happen to Peter Griffin. Starting with the time Peter fell deathly ill, so Lois ended up replacing him in his friend group. So Peter wakes up one morning a bit under the weather.
Lois, I ain't feeling good.
He may not be feeling too hot, but Lois thinks he sounds hot.
You don't sound like yourself. In fact, you sound kinda hot.
Yeah, maybe you can just ignore the crusted snot and sagging eye bags. But that illness won't get in the way of Lois taking advantage of his new sexy voice.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
I don't know about you, but when I'm sick, the last thing I want to do is anything physically strenuous. Well, I guess doing it with Peter probably doesn't take a ton of effort.
It was the first time I had an orgasm out the front and back.
Okay, cleaning the sheets might not be enough. Throw out the whole bed.
Good morning, Lois. How's it going, Brian?
Peter, what happened to your voice?
A little thing called getting better, I would assume. But now the factory-setting Boston accent doesn't really do it for Lois. She is a fickle minx, isn't she?
Well, you know what I gotta do? I gotta make myself sick again and get that voice back.
That could work as long as he doesn't overdo it. I'm wasting my breath, aren't I?
Do I sound sexy? Tell me I sound sexy!
Oh yeah, you're...
Sounds sweaty.
You're that, alright. So Peter becomes bedridden, but he's got something more important on his mind. Yes, even more important than getting it on with his wife.
I got the bowling tournament this afternoon. Quagmire and Joe are counting on me.
Both Peter incapacitated, it looks like Lois will have to become the big Lois-bowski. You like that? It took me 45 minutes to come up with that.
But I hope you brought it today, because this ain't no ladies' lunch.
Well, I'll certainly do the best I can.
Oh, she brings it all right. Brings it all the way, brought it to... She wins the tournament.
Yeah, we did it!
Lois continues to impress the guys by going drink for drink with them, earning her a spot as one of the boys.
Just one of the boys, mate.
But when Peter's healthy again, he realizes he may have been replaced.
We only have 3 tickets, and we're going with Lois.
With Lois?
Outmanned by your own wife, huh, Peter? It's not that big a deal. I'd personally end it all if that happened to me.
Not if it means losing the best friend I've ever had.
Quags and Swanee aren't going to be happy, but Lois knows how to back out of plans.
I'm planning on having my period really hard later, and I want to be in the tub when it happens.
You what?
Gross. Ew, we forgot she was a woman. So Lois does a very nice thing for Peter, but really, he should remember that she could take his spot at a moment's notice. After all, she's proven she can be one of the boys.
Just one of the boys, mate.
But Peter ended up not remembering how to be human when he got stranded in the wilderness for 2 months and became a wild man. So the guys saddle up for a private plane trip to Canada where they'll see all the sights and... I'm just kidding, they're going to strip clubs.
Oh my god, Joe, there's a man on the wing!
Peter, there's no man on the wing.
There is, I saw him!
It's probably just Tom Cruise doing his daily death-defying stunt. Oh, that little rascal.
It's me. I'm the man on the wing.
Peter, how the hell'd you get out there?
Who would have thought a little fresh air could bring a whole plane down?
Hang on, you guys. I don't know if I can pull out of this. Giggity.
Fresh air.
Even when faced with certain death, Quagmire still has getting laid on the brain. Now that's commitment to the
I don't know if I can pull out of this one. Giggity. Bruh.
plane ends up crashing in the middle of the woods.
This is not good. No one knows we're out here, and we got no food or water.
Yeah, but you're in nature, the world's grocery store. You got everything you need out here.
Okay, these are a maybe.
Maybe it's time to give hunting a try, so Peter sets up some traps.
I was about to take a leak. Can I go in that direction?
Yes.
Ah!
No.
Well, looks like they'll have to eat Quagmire. Sorry, Glenn, them's the rules of the hole. But it's been a couple days now, and with Peter being the only one with working legs, he sets off to try to find help.
Morning.
What the hell? Where'd you come from?
Oh, that guy lives like a few hundred feet from them. He must just be used to planes crashing in his backyard all the time.
We have to grab our friend Peter. He just headed out that way to get help.
Oh, that's not good. There's nothing in that direction.
So 2 months pass with no sign of Peter. Knowing him, I think it's safe to say he died within 5 minutes of leaving camp.
Wait! We may have a possible lead on Peter Griffin.
Turns out the Rangers found a familiar-looking red-headed doll made of sticks out in the woods. It looks like you can take the Peter out of the toy factory, but you can't take the toy factory out of the Peter. So they return to where the doll was found, and they actually do find Peter looking a bit worse for wear.
Oh, thank God! We found you! Are you okay?
Looks like all that time in the wilderness regressed Peter to a wild man. But at least he got a sick beard out of it. I'd say it's a fair transaction.
How could Dad turn into some kind of feral creature just from 2 months in the wilderness?
To be fair, he also seems like a guy that would go full caveman if the internet went out for an hour. Thankfully, Peter recorded some videos for just such an occasion. Doomsday preppers wish they had this level of validation.
If you're listening to this, you've probably become feral. And you're probably thinking of a nice juicy rabbit right now.
I wasn't before, but yeah, I think I could go for some rabbit right now.
Don't listen to that Peter! That Peter is a liar! Run! Be free! They will enslave you!
Oh, so this was kind of his plan all along. Maybe he was born to be a man-beast. So when they're unable to domesticate him, Brian thinks it's time to make the hard choice.
I think you've done all you can. Hard as it is to admit, it might be time to let Peter be where he belongs.
I mean, it only took 2 months to turn him wild and you're giving up after like a week? You're kind of sounding like a family who returns a dog they adopted after realizing it's too much work. So they take him to the forest to say their goodbyes.
We're all gonna miss you, Dad! More than you know!
But Meg's voice catches Peter's attention, making him strain to communicate. You really don't need to be a Family Guy expert to guess what he's trying to say.
Shut up, Meg! Shut up, Meg!
Well, I guess in a way his family did save him, and all it took was remembering his dislike for his own daughter. That's the power of love right there. But hate is sometimes more powerful than love, and James Woods hated Peter enough to steal his identity and his life. So things start off with Peter realizing he lost his wallet. Not the most exciting start, but it picks up, trust me.
Oh my God, Peter, your Visa bill is $16,000. Somebody's been using your credit card.
Honestly, that doesn't seem that far out from what I thought he spends weekly.
He eats at House of Chung every day.
House of Chung, eh? Come on, let's go, Brian.
But now that they're there, how can they possibly find out who the thief is?
Smell my ass.
What?
Smell my ass. It's where I keep my wallet. Get the scent and then find the guy that smells like me.
That's just stupid enough to work.
Your wallet's over there.
And who's the thief? None other than James Woods.
You humiliated me. You put me through hell. And now you're gonna pay for it.
For those that might have forgotten, Peter trapped Woods in a box the last time they met. Seems like he's due for some revenge, but don't forget that Woods is also insane.
You'll never guess who it was.
James Woods?
Hello, stranger.
Look at him sitting there like he owns the place. But I guess technically in the eyes of the law, he does.
Driver's license, social security card, passport, title to the house.
Peter had all of that in his wallet? Okay, suddenly I'm feeling a little less bad for him. But shouldn't Peter's picture be on his ID and passport? Unless James managed to change those already. I'm thinking too hard about cartoon logic, aren't I?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, sir.
So James starts to play house, and for some reason, the family just kinda puts up with it?
You won't get away with this, Woods.
You know, you're not supposed to be in the house, Brian. You're more of an outdoor dog.
How humiliating! This dog went to Brown, damn it! Well, for like 2 weeks, but still! Desperate to see his family, Peter attends family dinner in disguise. James will never suspect a thing.
I brought a friend home for dinner. Mom, Dad, this is Scooter.
Dang, Chris, your obviously teen friend is an absolute unit. Hope he's trying out for football.
You know, Scooter, we don't allow hats at the dinner table.
Unless you're Chris or Meg, apparently. But of course it was all a trick.
I should have known. Get out of my house right now, son of a...
But if James is gonna be Peter, that means there's a spot open for him to be James Woods.
You can do to him what he did to you. You can ruin him.
Judging by what I know about the real James Woods, I'm not sure he has that sacred of a reputation to ruin to begin with. Regardless, Peter, or should I say James Woods, goes on national TV to throw the actor's credibility right into the crapper.
Well, Dave, I have a hilarious new movie coming out on HBO next month. It's all about 9/11.
And with those two simple numbers, Woods' career seems to be up in flames.
And the voice of the plane is David Spade.
What? I would never work with David Spade.
Oh, I guess now he's actually crossed the line. With the whole world hating James Woods, the disgraced actor is ready to throw hands.
You're in a lot of trouble, Griffin, you motherfucker!
There's only one way to settle this like men, a fist fight in a dark alley just like the Founding Fathers did.
All right, Peter, I'm here. Where are ya? Ooh, piece of candy.
Oh yeah, James Woods is kind of like a squirrel. He can't resist a little sweet treat.
Okay, Brian, next time let's remember this right away because he's done this twice.
It's true, this is exactly how they got rid of him last time. And so the evil that is James Woods is sealed away for now. Who knew it would be that easy to steal someone's identity? That sounds like a fun little weekend activity if I ever get bored. Anyone got a social security number they want to donate? But what isn't fun is losing your eyesight, which is exactly what happens to Peter during a world record attempt gone wrong. So Peter is feeling a little inadequate next to his accomplished friends.
Quagmire got a key to the city. Mort bowled a perfect game. You're always getting medals for catching crooks.
But being admired is easy. Just do something great for the community that will always be remembered.
I've invented a new type of flying machine.
I guess that could work too. After all, people are always saying that modern airplanes would be better if they were built like garbage.
All right, Stewie, let her rip.
Okay, let's try plan B, spreading pollution awareness with a fun new mascot.
Pick up your trash! I want to know whose cup this is!
I'd say that's a win. Look, if a cougar kicks my door down and points a gun at me, I'm doing everything it says.
Who am I kidding? Yeah. I'm never gonna be remembered for anything.
Maybe being remembered for something good was the wrong way to go. You know what's just as effective? Being remembered for something stupid.
The man who held the Guinness World Record for most drugs ever done by a single human being died today.
But what kind of stupid, pointless record does Peter possess the ability to break?
I am gonna eat more nickels than anyone has ever eaten before.
Yeah, there might be a reason why no one holds that kind of record. So with a belly...
I know a guy that beat the world record for eating roaches. He did not make it. Look him up.
Full of coins, Peter looks to set his world record. What's the current record? How many has he eaten already? I don't think he knows. I just think he wants to eat coins. But this decision quickly comes to bite him in his now jingly butt.
Oh my God, Lois! I can't see!
So yeah, you can apparently contract nickel poisoning from eating too much nickel. Next you'll be telling me food poisoning comes from food.
Oh my God, Lois, I'm blind as a bat! I can't see a damn thing!
Bats actually aren't naturally blind, but maybe now isn't the time to give Peter a zoology lesson.
Now the only thing anybody's gonna remember me for after I die is being that blind guy.
Yeah, but when you have people like Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, just being blind isn't enough to be remembered for.
I guess I can give it a shot.
So Peter gives the blind thing a try, and if you think it's bad for him, it may be even worse for the rest of his family.
Hey, you still awake, Lois, honey?
Dad?
Now I feel like I need my vision taken away after that. To help him along, Peter decides to get himself a seeing eye dog. I guess he could have asked Brian, but having an alcoholic dog guide you probably isn't the best life choice.
Peter, this is something you're still adjusting to. You can't expect to get used to it overnight.
Whatever you say, Brian. I'm going to the clam.
Dang, he's still really upset about... Lois, did you die and get resurrected?
You know, since Peter went blind, it's actually been kind of nice not to have to worry about my appearance.
Totally your choice, and I hate to be that guy, but you know the rest of the world has working eyes, right? But down at the clam, a little act of God is occurring, and not a good one.
Jesus Christ! What? Get the Escalade, we're out of here.
So the bar bursts into flames, and despite the best wishes of his guide dog, Peter has just gotta get that drink.
And I'll just tie you to this parking meter.
I'm sure he'll be fine. He's with a guide dog after all.
Oh boy.
Hey, somebody smoking in here?
Well, Horace is about to be smoked right off the bone.
Peter! Grab my hand!
Jeez, Horace, you been drinking?
Grab it and pull!
Luckily, Peter puts his fears of being seen as gay aside to help pull Horace out of the burning building, inadvertently making himself a hero.
Tell us, sir, how did you summon the courage to save your friend from that burning building?
That freaking place was on fire?
And with that, Peter finally finds his purpose, and that homeless guy even donates him his eyes. How thoughtful. What started out as a negative quickly became a positive for Peter, even if he did inadvertently kill that guy with his dog. But there was no positive side to Peter losing his job, which caused him to be unable to perform in the bedroom. So Peter's moving up in the world when he gets a promotion at work.
You're being promoted to forklift operator.
Really? That's awesome!
You sure that's a good idea? I feel like Peter and heavy machinery are like oil and water. They taste terrible together. Oh, and they don't mix. But Peter actually becomes a forklift pro, forking and lifting everything in sight.
You're not gonna believe this.
Peter, we've been over this. You're not allowed to say that unless there's a forklift outside.
Oh ho ho, you big stupid idiot.
Wow!
I know, awesome, right?
Oh my God, I want to get on!
Isn't it beautiful how men are reduced to little kids at the sight of some form of big vehicle? We are truly simple creatures. But Peter lets this forklift power get to his head, convincing himself he can use it to chug a vat of beer.
Are you nuts? No way you can chug that.
No, I could totally do it. I've only had like 4 beers this morning.
4 this morning? Oh man, I better catch up.
He's doing it! It's killing him, but he's doing it!
Well, he might just survive, but his job security certainly won't.
Griffin, you're fired!
3 weeks pass and Peter hasn't found a new job, so Lois makes an offer.
Maybe I should look for a job.
Lois, I'll be damned if I will let my wife be a prostitute.
Okay, but you're leaving some pretty good money on the table.
Yeah.
So Lois decides to look at her happy place, her sanctuary, her heaven on earth, the grocery store.
Where did you go to college?
Groceries.
Are you available to work weekends?
Groceries.
She knows her stuff, but what about a hardball question?
Groceries?
I'm hired.
Welcome aboard.
And just like that, she becomes queen of the groceries, or assistant manager, or whatever it's called.
If I'm gonna be out of the house working, you're gonna have to take over for me in the house.
Wait, what? I gotta do what you do?
Well, if Lois is going to be the breadwinner, then somebody needs to be the housewife. I know Stewie's dying to fill that role, but he'll get there one day. But the role swap seems to go well, and Lois would like to reward Peter for his hard work.
Where's my big, strong man?
Putting on one of your dress shirts to look sexy?
Does he look good? No. Does he look incredible? Yes. But while the lights go down, some things have a hard time going up.
Peter, get up! Get up! There's a caterpillar in the bed!
Oh, that's me.
It looks like Peter's shortcomings have quietly made their way through the house.
You can't get a boner! You're a failure as a man and a father!
And now it's loudly made its way through the house. Lois suggests looking into treatments, but Peter's embarrassed.
This shouldn't embarrass you. The size should embarrass you.
Hey Lois, did you forget you're supposed to like Peter? Peter tries to keep his mind off it at the bar, but he's not too good at that.
I know a dude who actually had a female say that to him, man. Started crying to me when he told me. Terrifying stuff.
Know how earlier tonight we all said we had erections? I lied.
So did I.
See, you're not alone in this fight, Peter. Of course, Joe's crotch isn't expected to work, so you are a bit more disappointing.
Peter, I am gonna help you beat impotence. We can do this together.
Like, do it together? I'm not sure if that's gonna work, but hey, you're the expert. Really, Quagmire means he's gonna puppet Peter's parts. I guess you could call him a PPTer. You could if that was funny, but if not, just forget I said anything.
Check it out.
It looks like an unmanned fire hose.
What?
Gotta say, Quagmire's got some marionette moves. Wait, don't give him to Joe.
Let me try.
What the?
Tired.
So that didn't work, but Quagmire thinks he's found the root of the problem.
I mean, you've been completely emasculated because you're no longer the breadwinner.
So they go to Angela to beg for his job back. But there's no way she could justify hiring him again after that.
What type of nasty shit? I don't trust it. I just don't trust it.
That forklift fiasco, right?
I'm gonna cash in this coupon you gave me last Valentine's Day. 1 redo for being fired for gross negligence.
Good luck having a coupon stand in court, but yay, Peter got his job back, which means he should have his groove back, right?
Something else is working now, too.
Oh my.
And so they consummate Peter's return to form right there in the grocery store. We're gonna need some steel wool and a lot of bleach on aisle 6. But Peter's lost more than just his love drive. He once lost feeling in one entire side of his body after suffering from a stroke. While Cleveland's out of town, Peter's tasked with picking up his mail and becomes inspired when he looks through a magazine about mustaches. There really used to be a magazine for everything, wasn't there?
Look at these men. What class, what grace. And all because of a little upper lip hair.
And it looks like it's just about new hyperfixation o'clock.
Oh my god, Dad. What's on your face?
Mustache.
He must have some good genes to grow that whole thing in a day. He even skipped the part where it's growing in and it makes you look like you're not allowed 100 feet near a school.
I think it's gay.
It's not gay, Brian. If I'm gay, then Freddie Mercury was gay.
Peter's lack of music knowledge aside, I think Brian's just jealous. Covered in hair, yet doesn't have a cool mustache. Somebody's bitter. But Peter accepts his new life by donning the official Mustache Dad uniform.
I watched the sunrise in my jeans, jean shirt, and jean jacket.
When I said he had good genes earlier, I meant the other kind of genes, but you know what? He's killing that fit. So I grew a mustache too, so what? But the mustache doesn't give him as much power as you may think.
Peter, you can't speak Italian just because you have a mustache.
Boba-de-baba! Boba-beebe-boba-baba-beebe-baba!
Sorry, I don't speak Italian.
But it does make people believe you can be a hero.
We need someone to man the other hose!
Hey, that guy has a mustache. Grab him.
Is that all it takes to be a firefighter? Wow, mustaches are like resumes you wear on your face. But when Peter hears someone inside, he's willing to put his body on the line to save them.
My mustache! No!
Now that's a real hero, giving up his life to save another. Okay, he gave up his life as a mustache man, but that may just be a fate worse than death. But his sacrifice was not in vain.
I owned the restaurant, and to show my gratitude, I'd like to offer you a lifetime supply of McBurger Town burgers.
If that were me, it'd be burgers for every single meal. You'd save a bunch of money on groceries, but you might have to put that money towards an eventual bypass surgery instead.
Peter, you should really slow down. You've already had like 30 hamburgers.
I'm more interested in what's going on with that woman's eyes back there. She looks like she's had a stroke.
Oh my god, someone call an ambulance!
Apparently, McBurger Town is a subsection of Stroke City.
Peter, sweetheart, how do you feel?
Had better days, Lois. Had better days.
So Peter's left side is completely paralyzed, but that isn't going to stop him from enjoying the simple pleasures like going for a drive. I'm not even positive if the stroke made him a bad driver. I think he's just always this irresponsible.
Stroke! Stroke!
Stop mocking me!
So Peter has to Frankenstein around on foot, cursing McBurger Town's food.
This is all your fault, McBurger Town. You and your delicious hamburgers.
Yeah, eating 30 of them in an hour probably had nothing to do with it. But his prayers are answered when he spots a stem cell lab across the street.
How long was I in there?
About 5 minutes.
Why are we not funding this?
Because we can't have nice things, Peter. Really though, Peter's very lucky to have received the once-in-a-lifetime treatment. Will he use this blessing to change the world for the better? What do you think? But change isn't always good, as when the Griffins changed out their stairs, Peter couldn't stop falling down and hurting himself every time he tried to use them. So we start with Stewie doing a little Tai Chi, but despite all that exercise, he's no match for a little wood.
Ah! What? What is it?
I got a splinter!
Sheesh, what are you, some kind of baby? Lois expresses how dangerous these old stairs are and that they need replacing.
Not just the stairs. Meg has spent 2 days pinned under a roof beam.
Let's just keep our minds on the important stuff for now, okay, Brian? But it looks like no one filled Peter in on the changes. First time using stairs, Peter?
What the hell happened to the stairs? They're all slippery now.
I had them replaced, remember?
No one else seems to have a problem with them, so let's give Peter the benefit of the doubt and just say he stepped wrong.
Was one of the dwarves named Snappy? Kind of well-dressed, or am I just making that up?
First of all, no, there's no dwarf named Snappy. Secondly, the handrails are on the stairs for a reason. Might want to consider using them.
Dad, are you okay?
Damn it, I hate these new stairs!
Easy does it, Peter. Sand those shoes, no erratic movements, just 1 foot at a time, engage your core. Someone didn't engage their core.
Oh my god, Peter, are you okay?
No, I am not okay! Nothing about this is okay!
Might be time to consider putting in an elevator. Ooh, or a slide. In the meantime, it looks like Peter's gonna need some extra protection.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna take this. Thank you.
I'd hate to burst his bubble, but I don't think pillows are good enough to prevent another concussion.
That's real.
Screw it. If Peter can't make it downstairs, he'll just bring the downstairs to him.
Oh, hi Lois. I live upstairs now.
That microwave in the bed is either ingenious or the worst fire hazard I've ever seen. I'll try it out at home and get back to you on that. But after all that fuss, Lois just decides to reinstall the old stairs.
Yay! I love my old stairs!
Well, I guess splinters are a small price to pay when you live with an idiot who can't figure out how to safely use new stairs. Unrelated, I tried the microwave in bed thing. Don't do it. And don't disrespect the sanctity of a dog's rear end. Peter did and got a vicious bite from Brian and lost his status as the alpha of the family. So the Griffins are watching TV and, Brian? You feeling alright, my guy?
Yeah, I'm fine. It just seems kind of...
It's always gotta be on the carpet, doesn't it? Here's a tip. Water and vinegar. Does wonders for dog puke.
Brian, your blood work shows that your liver isn't functioning properly. Would you happen to be a drinker?
Does a bear crap in the woods? Both of these are also an absolute mess to witness.
These pills will clear up Brian's condition, but unfortunately, they only come in suppository form.
Oh boy, hope you're into really washing those hands, Peter. Something tells me Brian won't be too keen on that.
Can we do what we normally do, where you roll it up in a piece of cheese like you're fooling me?
Yeah, I guess, but then you're gonna have cheese in your ass.
Yeah, Brian isn't letting Peter anywhere near his butt. Which is interesting, considering he lets other dogs bury their noses up in there.
Guess I'm just gonna have to take him by surprise.
The key is to be unassuming, passive, and above all, subtle.
Get over here, you idiot! Peter, what the hell? I'm still in charge of you! Stop it! I'm a human! Get away!
And Peter's about as subtle as a monster truck rally at a rock concert.
Ah!
And just like that, the hierarchy of the house has changed.
Get out of that chair. Leave the eggs.
But this is my breakfast.
So I guess whoever does the biting is the one who makes the rules now, but Lois thinks that dog needs to be leashed.
First First thing tomorrow, I'm taking Brian to obedience school so we can get him back under control.
With the drill sergeant looking like Major Payne, surely Brian can be brought under control.
Now down, on all fours like the rest of them. That's right, we got ways to break your spirit.
Well, a little yelling never hurt anyone. That, on the other hand, may leave scars so deep that no amount of therapy will be able to heal them. Should've just taken the butt pills, Brian. And so, Brian returns home ready to be the bestest boy he can be.
Sir, if it takes the rest of my life, I will repay you.
I thought I'd be happy to see Brian do some groveling, but this kinda gives me the ick. I think I might respect him even less now. So now Brian's practically Peter's servant, being his DD and helping him stumble into the house.
You know what we should do? Let you and me go pee in Meg's bed.
Oh, but that's bad dog behavior. And Brian's a good dog. Too good a dog, if you ask Peter.
What the hell happened to him? We used to be so close, but now we seem so different.
You sanded all his edges off, Peter. Now he has no edge. He's just a circle. A submissive circle. So in order to save their friendship, Peter decides to say hi to Brian's colon one last time.
Ah, damn it! What the hell, Peter?
Sometimes we forget that if someone touches us there, we're within our rights to beat the absolute tar out of them. Peter realizes this and apologizes for trying to change Brian.
Peter, I want things back the way they were too.
That's what I want.
And so 2 bites later, Peter and Brian are once again friends. And Peter, for the love of God, please go wash that finger. But Peter and Liam Neeson may not ever be friends, especially after Liam made Peter his manservant and then brutally beat him up. So while drinking at the Clam, Peter expresses his distaste for Irish actor Liam Neeson.
Oh, come on, Peter, not this again.
What, he's a fake tough guy. I could totally kick his ass.
I'm sure we all have that one celebrity we think we could beat in a fight. Mine is Meryl Streep. I'm not positive about that, but if she catches me a few beers deep at a bar one night, oh, it's on.
If you were ever face to face with Liam Neeson, you'd crap your pants.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, fine. Let's prove it.
So they make a deal. They'll drive to Connecticut where he's shooting a movie and Peter will pick a fight with him. Now that's some true, unfiltered, unadulterated hater energy right there.
We just gotta get you on that set so you can kick his ass.
We're so close I can almost taste his ass.
Thanks for the insight, Peter. It was definitely needed. Peter tries everything to draw him out, from dressing like Mrs. Potato Head and setting up a confessional booth, but all fail.
Are you the guy who's been looking for Liam Neeson?
I am.
Do you mind if we ask what for?
Yeah, I was hoping to inflict violence upon him.
Peter, you're supposed to admit to the crime after you've committed it. Now we'll never see that sweet Irish on Irish smackdown. But we just might get it as someone posted Peter's bail. But whom?
I did.
It's everything Peter's always wanted, a cage match with Neeson to prove what a fraud the actor is.
May I offer you the most sincere, honest apology? Ow!
Well, you gave it a fair shot. Time to get Neesoned.
Please, I'll do anything. Anything you want. Just don't kill me.
So you deflated faster than a balloon and now you're offering to be this guy's manservant? This is why you don't let alcohol influence your decisions, folks. So Peter does his bidding, from going to jury duty for him to responding to fans on Twitter.
See? Like that.
Don't worry, he's not sexist. He tweeted the same thing to me too. At least all of his requests have been reasonable.
So what I need you to do is to go to a local gym and ask men to pee in your hands.
Okay, slightly less reasonable. Unless that's just a normal Hollywood thing. Who knows what those freaks do over there? But when Peter visits the guys, he claims he's already beaten up Liam Neeson.
How come it wasn't in the papers?
Oh, you know, he's a big star. He had the whole thing covered up.
But seeing is believing, so the guys follow Peter and find Liam Neeson with his butt shockingly unkicked.
I was too scared to fight Liam Neeson.
That's why he's my big fat houseboy now.
But if there's one thing that gets you talking a big game, it's having your boys present, so Peter stands up to Liam.
No, Liam. I'm not doing your stupid chores anymore.
Them's fighting words. Liam gives Peter a backhanded slap and we're off to the races. To call this a fight would be inaccurate. It's much more of a beatdown where Peter thoroughly gets his butt handed to him.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to get a free movie set haircut.
Though Peter is embarrassed, his friends are proud of him for following through with his promise and at least attempted to beat up Neeson. That certainly says something. Not much, considering he got his face caved in, but something was certainly said, I guess. But that's not the only time Peter had his face broken, as he got served several beatdowns from a fresh out of prison Meg. But before that happens, the family learns of the Quahog Rodeo coming to town.
Oh god, this seems like the kind of thing Peter...
Too late, Brian.
Nobody can be too surprised. After all, it's in the TV guide.
In this week's TV guide, it says Peter gets more than he bargained for when he joins the rodeo.
Well, that's pretty meta and handy. Can you believe we used to buy magazines that would tell us what would be on TV that week? This is one of those times where technology was definitely changed for the better. But if Peter wants to survive the rodeo, he best get to roping. Now, if only he could find a cow. I guess Meg's close enough. But don't worry, her revenge will come soon enough. So the day of the rodeo comes, and to say Peter gets more than he bargained for would be an understatement.
I'm a breeding bull.
What's that?
You gonna find out.
You can just use your imagination to figure out where this goes. Just an FYI, it's nowhere good. But that isn't the end of Peter's suffering in this episode. Later on, Brian and Stewie tail Meg all the way to an adult correctional facility, which is a very polite way of saying prison.
One would think they could just say that.
And once inside, they see Meg being a bit more than friendly with one of the inmates.
Oh my god! Meg's dating a convict!
Hey, at least she's getting herself out there.
Women love convicts, yo.
A win's a win. Their love is so strong that the convict Luke sneaks out of prison just to see her.
I escaped because I just couldn't bear another second away from you.
I think he just wants to hit, but sure, let's call it love. And when Peter walks in on them, he doesn't really know what's happening. But the TV guide does.
Peter gets more than he bargains for when he joins the rodeo. Boy, did I. And Meg dates a prison escapee!
Luke tries to flee, but Joe is hot on his heels with wheels. Luckily, Joe has a partner to help, a slightly declining hill. If this was set in Florida, Luke would have been home free.
Well, if you're taking him to jail, you have to take me too.
I know, that's the plan.
I mean, she was harboring an escaped convict, but you understand that, right, Meg?
What?
So 3 months pass and the family's ready to welcome their baby girl home with open arms.
I'm home. You're all my bitches now.
On second thought, those arms might get broken if you get too close.
First question. Who's the biggest, toughest guy in this house?
Well, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I believe I...
Wrong answer. Yeah, I think he got the memo.
My house now, bitch. Now who's the funniest?
For God's sake, Peter, put your hand down. But Peter isn't even safe in the comfort of his shower. Prison rules, man, and you know what they say about soap and showers.
What are you doing with that loofah?
Don't worry about it.
Ah! You told me not to worry about it!
Now she has him and the whole family scared, willing to do anything for her approval.
Punch your baby in the face.
I did good, Meg?
Shut up.
Meg eventually returns to her old ways, but hopefully Peter will always remember what she could do at a moment's notice. You don't just forget getting your teeth grinded into bloody dust. And Peter won't soon forget the dangers of excessive smoking as it leaves his body sickly and terribly damaged. So Peter's noticed his coworker seems to take a smoke break every time there's work to be done.
If I ever want to get out of something, all I gotta do is take a smoke break?
Well, suddenly those little cancer sticks are looking a bit more appealing. So Peter starts smoking to get out of changing Stewie and listening to Meg talk.
Want to hear a story about my day at school? It's about my hot friend Melissa.
Okay.
Sounds enticing.
Then she left, and I realized I was all alone.
Smoke break!
But Peter breaks the cardinal rule of being a smoking husband, letting your wife know about it.
Peter, what are you doing down there?
Nothing.
Well, it doesn't seem like nothing.
At least he's not addicted. He just needs to smoke every hour, on the hour, multiple times an hour, or else he'll die. But he's not addicted.
I'll toss this one out right now. I'm so sorry I threw you out the window!
He does his best to hide his habit. Well, not really. He's tweaking out like a kid who had his iPad taken away.
I meant to tell you, remember my cousin Sylvia's husband, Robert? Well,
does this story have an end?
But hey, at least smoking makes you look cool, right?
What the hell?
Or it makes you look like an empty bag of wine, all wrinkly and translucent.
How did this happen?
It's from smoking.
Not that bad.
Nah, it's totally normal to look like the skin a lizard leaves behind after it sheds. They try Dr. Hartman, but he even admits addiction.
This guy's jokes is good.
Is too out of his wheelhouse. What kind of doctor are you anyway?
All right, how many vitamins for you guys to just leave me alone?
40.
Oh, that kind of doctor. So instead they try a stop smoking clinic where Peter actually finds his big break.
I think you'd be perfect for our new anti-smoking campaign.
Me? You'd want me on TV?
See, don't ever let him tell you that smoking can't do any good.
If you're gonna be our spokesman, you have to keep smoking. We need you to stay wrinkled and sickly.
Because why show that you can beat smoking when you can just keep scaring people? That's advertising 101.
This is your heart. This is your heart on cigarettes. Any questions?
Several. Where'd you get that heart? Is it only bad if I smoke enough cigarettes to equal that pile? As long as the cigarettes don't actually touch my heart, am I good? But Peter's time as an anti-smoking celebrity doesn't last forever.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but we no longer need your services.
Wait, what?
At least you got something out of it, mostly newly blackened lungs, and you can't put a price tag on that.
Well, I finally quit smoking and I'm ready to go back to normal.
Yeah, except there's no real cure for the damage smoking does to you. Not even cutting to an outside shot of the house can fix this one. But while smoking nearly killed him, he also nearly died when he fell into a coma, only to awaken to see Lois pulling the plug. So the Griffins are hosting a fancy cocktail party where they can discuss classy, sophisticated things.
Well, since this is a nice cocktail party, let's talk about books.
Luckily, Sophisticated is Peter's middle name, and his real first name is not.
I ain't ever read a book in my entire life.
Oh, gracious me, why I never! This party actually sucks now, so everyone leave.
I got a junior high book list here, and starting tomorrow, you are reading one of these books.
So Peter settles on 1984, a classic book that everyone brings up whenever a mild change in their life happens. Netflix has commercials now! We're living in 1984! So Peter visits the library and gets the book on CD. Only it's not a book, it's a rock album. Might have to fire that librarian if she gave that to someone who came to a library asking for 1984.
This is books? Books kick ass!
If other books are like this, I just gotta hear them. I bet Jane Austen shreds hard. Too bad the family isn't ready to rock this hard.
If Van Halen calls, tell them they rule.
What?
Lois looks mad, probably because he broke the wall rule. If you're gonna break through a wall, someone needs to say "oh no" a few times first. It's like Bloody Mary, but with the Kool-Aid guy.
Ew. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
So she makes Peter return the CD, but it looks like it's needed for one last ride.
No. Those days are behind me.
But that CD's calling to him like the Green Goblin mask. The chicken will be no match for how hard George Orwell rocks. But Peter takes his eyes off the prize. But if you saw a squirrel carrying a briefcase, wouldn't you?
Working squirrel.
Shake it off, champ, and get back in the race.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Griffin, but your husband is in a coma.
But even though he's in a coma, he can still hear, and the doctor urges his family to talk about good memories with him to keep him going. Okay, you guys, let's not all go at once. But while they're all definitely mourning him, Peter's trapped in a weird prison in his mind.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah!
Despite those two references in this section, Kool-Aid is not sponsoring this video. But my door is always open, guys, if you want to talk shop. Peter isn't sure what's going on until a literal boatload of dead characters show up.
What do all these people have in common? And how do they know I like being slowly beckoned?
If I'm at death's door and I see Adam West motioning to me, I at least know I'm headed for the good place.
Mrs. Griffin, I have some bad news. Your husband is brain dead.
Yeah, that was true before the crash. Got anything new?
Are you telling me I should pull the plug?
I'm afraid so.
Well, it's time to board the boat full of fondly remembered and easily forgotten characters, but Peter has one final question.
What's the boat's Wi-Fi password?
Oh, there's no Wi-Fi on board.
I don't want to go!
And that's enough to wake him up to see Lois with plug in hand. Whoopsie. Back at home, Peter presses her about the decision, and she gets a bit too honest.
We're sorry we pulled the plug. But you know what? It was a relief.
What? Basically, she's saying Peter seems to be on the verge of death all the time, and yeah, she's right. He's constantly getting himself into trouble that could very well kill him, and as a wife, that's draining to have to think about. Luckily, he didn't die, but knowing your existence is a burden to the ones you love is kind of a little death in itself.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment, like, and don't subscribe. Happy Turkey Day. Yeah, I'm saying this was hot off the stove. Far too hot for me to bite into it on camera, lest I want to set the front of my mouth on fire. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Twist.